Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright guys, here we go. What's up guys, this is Mike Loris, going to be casting game number 3, League of Dota Week 6 Semifinals. The final deciding game to see who goes to the finals. The Radiant team, who shall rename nameless because they don't have a name and team, that's what they get. And I named my kid Herb, aka Bubbleblowers. Game number 1 went to the Radiant. I'm just going to call them the Radiant now because that's the Radiant side. Went to the Radiant. They had a little bit more of a late game than the last game, but game number 2, Bubbleblowers put the screws to the other team in such a strong display of just like suffocating the enemy team out. They had a little bit of a rough laning phase, but their Tinker, once they got that March of the Machines up, once it was going, the other team had nothing going for them. They couldn't fight, they couldn't split push, they couldn't farm, they couldn't like contest the Weaver's farm. It was just all really brutal, and unhappiness was everywhere. But hopefully this game will be not as one-sided as the last game, because we all like close games, close high-action games. That's the dream, right? Visage as well as Abaddon going to be the picks for the now Radiant team. Banning out the OD and Viper, trying to cover their mid lane. So possibly they're going to pick up a mid lane hero that's a little bit more vulnerable, though OD and Viper are just two incredibly annoying heroes to play against, like in general. Last game, Bubbleblowers did pick up that OD. Was a pretty devastating force. Wasn't the hugely dominated OD that you would expect from OD games, because that's because of the lanes. They were a little bit weird, but was still a very powerful hero. And Bubbleblowers on the other end going to pick up the Weaver, Alchemist, as well as the Venomancer. They first picked the Venomancer last game as well. Storm Spirit as well as Lifestealer being the secondary bans out from them. Choosing to ban out the Elder Titan this time. Even though last game, Fun's Elder Titan really didn't do that much. I mean, there was a little bit of damage getting thrown around here and there, but a 4-position Elder Titan, in my opinion, will always have the weaknesses that we saw in the last game, and not being able to contribute that much to anything. So the Alchemist as well as the Weaver might be a farming Alchemist, might be a roaming Alchemist with a Venomancer, could be either way. Weaver probably going to be alone playing his own game. Jellaby gets to play that hero yet again, I expect. But Abaddon as well as the Visage is looking a little bit more like the first game. Except this time, the Bubbleblower side have a little bit more late game with that Weaver pickup. Just like in and of itself, Weaver's pretty good late game. If you have a farming Alchemist on top of that, then they should be fine. That is, if the Alchemist decides to pick up some health items. Oh god, when Alchemists don't pick up health items, it's a little bit rough there. But Visage, Abaddon, and now they have their support lineups pretty much set. Now they need someone else to actually do things. And the question is, who's that going to be? Weaver is, I'm sure, would have been their pick, which is why they're taking all this time. Bubbleblowers is effectively banning that out through picking it, and really it doesn't cost them anything. They'll be completely fine with running Weaver and Alchemist. That's a capable combination. That works. But Abaddon, they wanted to partner that up with the Weaver. They instead prioritize their support heroes and kind of get punished for it. So now they can go pretty much in any direction they want. Visage and Alchemist, they're probably going to be played more as supporters, more as defensive supporters than as aggressive supporters. So they might just want to sit back and pick up something like an Alchemist, not an Alchemist, an Anti-Mage, and just take it slow, just be patient, play a nice slow game, and maybe try to outfarm the Alchemist late game. Although they'll need a lot of carry potential. They'll also need a large damage dealer in the mid lane if they want to do that. But their options right now are very high. I would say pushing comp, probably out of the area of possibilities because there's a Venomancer on the other end. Ooh, they say anything you could do, we could do better. They're going to go for a Tinker pickup. Okay, so we saw this in the last game. Tinker going on the Radiant side. Had a little bit of difficulty just because Tinker is not exactly the strongest laner. But if he gets his fast boots of travel, then we could be seeing the exact same thing as last game, except the teams are swapped. Alchemist as well as Venomancer, though, they will have ways of dealing with pushes, though. The Acid, as well as the Plague Wards, now the Clockwork pickup could punish the Tinker. Bubbleblowers this game are a lot more prepared to deal with the Tinker than the Radiant team were for their respective Tinker. Man, I wish they had a team name. It would be so easy. But Clockwork is going to be that offlane pickup. That is going to push Alchemist into that support role, so it's probably going to be a roaming Alchemist Venomancer versus a Tinker in the mid lane. They'll be able to get quite a few kills if they just regularly rotate down there. Tinker very, very fragile, and well, the Dire will have the ability to cancel off and even creep jack, I would say, any Tinker stacks. They don't really have the best jacking of creeps right now, maybe eventually with the Alchemist and Weaver, but the longer they deny the boots of travel from the Tinker, the better off that the Bubbleblowers will be.
5 seconds remaining.
They have the initiation power with the Clockwork, they have the late game power with the Weaver, and it's going to be a Gyrocopter once again for the Radiant. Go for it, play the Gyrocopter last time, didn't get any space to farm at all. Had the BKB by the end of it, but BKB only keeps you alive, it doesn't help you do any damage. The Gyrocopter as well as a Tinker. This time the Gyrocopter is going to receive a lot of defensive support, though he'll definitely need it. Alchemist as well as Venomancer is a very, very dangerous combination. And Gyrocopter, he will have the burst, but once again, the weakness remains that they have, the Radiant team that is, they have no ways of dealing with the Weaver at all. Like, what are they going to do to him? They're going to try to burst him down, I think. They really just need a hard stunner right now, and that's a stunner that goes towards the mid lane. I named my kid Herb. Bubbleblowers going to finalize their picks with a Lich, and a Clinks is going to be the last pickup. So they're going to rely on Orchids, I guess. That has to be it, right? Because they have 0 stuns on their team outside of the Visage. And, well, you usually want to have some stuns to kill off the Weaver. They have no silences at all. They have 1 slow. They're just all burst damage. All burst damage all the time, and I don't really know if I like that. Of course, it's too late to do anything about it, but we'll see how well it actually works for them. They're not going to be able to kill this Weaver. Everyone else is going to get pretty much demolished because fairly low HP. Well, maybe not Clockwork. He might be tanky enough to survive it. There's going to be a lot of burst damage, though, and we'll see how this Clinks actually performs. Let's go over who's playing what. On the Radiant side, we have Fun. Going to be playing a Visage. Go for it once again on the Gyrocopter. Hard carrying with Juicer right behind him as the Abaddon. Mid lane, it's going to be MSS on his Tinker. 7LR heading down towards the bot lane as the Clinks on the Bubbleblower side. We have Danny once again on the Alchemist. Buck is going to be supporting as the Venomancer. Sedge is on the Lich. Mid lane is going to be handled by Zoffin's Clockwork, and top lane Jelope all alone up here. He's not going to be receiving that much of a great time at all, but I expect Buck as well as Danny, if they realize, well, this is a Alchemist is not going to be supporting. He's going to be farming. He's going to be farming in an aggressive fashion with this Lich pickup. Yeah, with the Lich pickup obviously forcing Alchemist back to a core role. Forgot to mention that. The Alchemist is going to be farming on the spot lane. The Clinks should be able to hold him back decently, or at least get creep kills on his own just because he has so much base damage. What they really want to have happen, though, is that they want to have a Clinks go up against the Clockwork. That is what the Radiant team are planning. Mid lane, Clockwork versus Tinker is still a lane that favors the Tinker, so he will be fine to get, as much farm as he wants. Both the Clinks as well as the Weaver are going to be very, very difficult to kill. The only difference is that the Dire side Bubbleblowers can actually kill this Clinks. They have a stun, they have slows, they have crowd control, whereas the top lane, they can kill the Lich if they catch him out of position, but they cannot kill this Weaver. It just won't happen, unless Weaver uses Shikuchi really, really stupidly. Which, hopefully he doesn't. I mean, Jelope has already proven that he's decent enough not to waste Shikuchi like that. The bottom lane, Clinks is going to struggle quite a bit versus this lane. Danny's going to farm this up freely, and, well, you can see Jelope. He's getting zoned out a little bit by Dusa, but really, he's not in any real trouble of dying. Go for it is just going to get as much farm as he possibly can, whereas Fun trying to deny pulls, that's not going to happen either. I think the most action that's going to happen is probably on this top lane, though there should be no deaths. Maybe this bottom lane, if 7LR gets caught out with a Gale, They do have sentries, which isn't the best to deal with Clinks. You generally do want dust, especially when you're going for a super aggressive dual lane like this, but they're denying the farm to Clinks. Now Clinks is level 2, he'll be able to pick up Searing Arrows as well as Skeleton Walk, you'll see right now. So now he'll be able to actually get some right clicks in, and possibly harass Danny back, possibly get some CS, and maybe even stand toe-to-toe with Buck, though still, if they decide to go aggressive on him with an Unstable Concoction, if the Unstable Concoction lands, I'm pretty sure the Clinks is just dead. And that's a dangerous situation to be in. Top lane, tri-lane isn't really doing enough to crush this Weaver. That's really the whole point of this tri-lane. They want to deny everything to the Weaver, but that's just not happening. With the Lich there, the Weaver is guaranteed experience, but the mid lane, Zephyr, going to take a huge hit by MSS. He will get brought down. It will be an even trade, however. I just saw his health pool tank on the top side, and I was like, holy crap, something's happening. Clockwork, going to eat a level 2 laser. That's what it was. Eating a level 2 laser straight to the face will bring your Clockwork down awfully quickly. And then Tinker, of course, does die for his troubles, but he got the gold for it. You can see his unreliable gold, only 75, so it's not going to bother him too much. He also did get the experience of First Blood, whereas the Clockwork didn't get anything. And the Tinker with a lot of levels is going to be a relatively happy Tinker as well. Get a couple more points in laser, perhaps, and just burst down this Clockwork. Usually we only see 1 point in laser being picked up, prioritizing then heat-seeking missile and March of the Machines. You get the laser, not for the damage, but for the mischance. I'm not too sure if the mischance matters too much in this lane, but still, he's going to go for what looks like a really aggressive build. He's holding on to a skill point, which is a little bit questionable for me. I feel like you should know at this point with 2 points in laser what you're going to do with your skills, and you don't really need to be holding it. Like, unlike a Clinks where you want to hold your first skill point, maybe you need Searing Arrows for something, maybe you need your Skeleton Walk to escape. Tinker is a little bit more straightforward, but I do think MSS probably knows what he's doing. I sure hope he knows what he's doing. Man, it'll be a real pity if he turns out he was just like some rando who was like first playing Tinker the first time in his life. But now he's level 5, he's going to still hold on to his skill points. That could have been a level 3 laser. 7LR in a little bit of trouble. He will get dove on the bottom lane. Danny struggling to get the concoction in time, and he's going to run out of range. 7LR. Danny's going to get stunned behind the tower. The creep's going to do a number as well. Danny should have an escape route. Yeah, he's just going to walk right out. 7LR goes back to the sentry, but the sentry is in tower range. Sniping it down. That's a sentry wasted. Fortunately, Danny was creep blocked or something. He couldn't get in there for the stun. By the time he was close enough for a stun, or by the time he was out of the trees, 7LR was way, way away from the sentry, at least. Jelpy getting harassed back quite a bit on this top lane, actually. A surprising amount. Go for it with 18 CS. Is farming much better than last game. Like, this is exactly what they wanted to have last game. And yeah, Tinker going to go for a full-on aggressive build. Normally, I would say you go for this build if you're not confident in your ability to get boosted travels really quickly. But the Tinker's farming very well. He's on the top of the gold per minute chart. I guess he just wants to exert his lane control to its fullest. Like, he could say, okay, Clockwork, you get a little bit of something for this lane, but I'm going to get March of the Machine, so by the time I get my boots to travel, your entire team's going to be in trouble. No, instead MSS is saying, okay, you could try to stay in this lane, but I will nuke you down 100-0 very, very easily. Sure, I'll be weaker once my boots to travels come up, but you're going to be dead. And, well, if he keeps doing this, like laser right clicks, and then regen rune missiles, laser right clicks, I think that'll be a decent way to go. Jelpy now has a missile coming after him. He will be able to Shikuchi it unless there's some random true sight. There is no true sight because the missile is going to fly millions of miles and get eaten by the Shikuchi. You on the bottom lane, 7LR will get dusted up. There's the stun being charged up. 7LR will try to turn this around versus Danny. The stun, though, will happen, and 7LR will get punched down by the Alchemist. Danny and Buck dropping pretty low from that, but a kill is a kill, and they do get the kill. In fact, Zed now in a little bit of trouble. This Lich is the only person they kill in this top lane, and they're going to rocket barrage him down. Goodbye, Lich. Jelpy also in a little bit of trouble. He has no mana. That's how you get the kill on the Weaver. Wait till he's out of mana, then kill him. A little bit of a misplay by Jelpy being in the wrong place with the wrong amount of mana. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. If he had a Shikuchi, he was fine. He was in the clear. He just Shikuchis and runs. But 60 mana after casting, I guess, a Swarm. He must have casted a Swarm, right? I didn't see a Swarm casted, but I'm assuming he did. Maybe he just stuck around with one too many Shikuchis casted. Either way, misplay by Jelpy will cost him his life, and will lose quite a large chunk of gold because of that. And of course, forcing the TP scroll to get himself back in the lane as well. Sedge Gonna get a Frost Blast in Tom's gut. Go for it, but Jelly will drop very low. Look at the Rocket Barrage damage. And then Deuce is like, yeah, I'll just heal you up. Easy shield, easy coil. Deuce is gonna receive some punishment on his way out, but that's not a big deal. MSS now in a little bit of trouble. Buck is here with level 1 Gale, but Zafin needs to land a hookshot if that's gonna happen. Or maybe Gale him to run up, but MSS, he does have 3 points in missiles, 3 points in laser. Now he's gonna head straight back towards the march. If someone goes in on him, they might just die. This Tinker is very explosive with his power. And yeah, the Venomancer knows it. He's backing off. MSS stays safe for now, though I don't even know if he was... I mean, if the Venomancer comes in, gets a Gale off, Tinker unleashes everything he has on the Venomancer, hits him once, and the Venomancer dies. So probably not worth it. Level 4 Venomancer will eat like 200 something pure damage to the face, 240 with the missiles, with a double damage hit. Yeah, that's a dead Venomancer right there. Now Tinker is getting his levels up. He's going to go right back into March of the Machines. However, 7LR is the one who's got to be in a little bit of trouble. Danny, thinking about charging the stun, though. Venomancer, still very slow movement speed. Will struggle to catch 7LR off guard. The Klink's actually farming not bad on this lane. Of course, Danny's doing a lot better, but that's to be expected. 7LR still getting his gold somewhat. I want to see him go for that Soul Ring Midas build. I don't know. I've just been... Eternal Envy did it once, and then all of a sudden, I've never seen anyone do it ever again. 7LR will get dusted. This is going to be his death. I don't think he could escape this. The stun is being charged. 7LR trying to get in the trees, but now he's just stuck in the trees. He's going to get punched down slowly but surely. Klink's just a bag of bones, and Alchemist is a really strong right hook. Klink's going to die yet again. It's not a terribly big deal for the Radiant side. I mean, MSS still well on his way to his Boots of Travels, stacking up the Ancients as well. Although it looks like Zephyr thinking about blocking it, it will not happen. The Ancients will stack once again. And MSS now does have a really sizable stack to clear, though Zephyr thinking about going towards the top lane. If he goes up there, he will have to go for, well, I mean, whoever he goes for, gets shielded, gets healed. He definitely does not want to go for this Gyrocopter, who has, once again, prioritized Flat Cannon over Rocket Barrage. I don't know how much I like that. I just like getting the Rocket Barrage, man. You gotta kill things. You're not gonna stun the Weaver. You might as well burst him down with Barrage and Call Down, right? That's a possibility. But Zephyr, he does have that hook shot. He's looking for it. He's gonna hit onto MSS. That didn't look like it did. There's a missile available and the laser as well. Unfortunately, the cast animation not cooperating for MSS. Teleportation in from Dusa. A little bit too late once again. Zephyr finds a solo kill on that Tinker. That's going to equalize the lane in a big way. Clockwork going to base up and then probably leave the lane somewhere else. There's another 15 seconds before the hookshot is back up. But it definitely looked like the hookshot missed. It was like over here and the Tinker was over here. Yeah, but whatever. That's fine. Hookshot is a hookshot and a kill is a kill. 4-4 now. Gold per minute being topped by Danny on this bottom lane with only 1 point in Greevil's Greed, however. So the farm advantage could have been a lot more, though still getting the kills and the Klinks very much so worth it. 2,700 gold on this Alchemist. I think Danny's going to go for a Shadow Blade here. Or a Radiance Rush? It could be a Radiance Rush, and that would be a very fast one. It wouldn't be a terrible item, though yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
Dire's middle tower is
Definitely not a farm accelerator, or else you would have purchased it already. So it's definitely something big. Whether it's a Shadow Blade or a Radiance, doesn't really matter. I mean, they don't really have that much farm going on the Weaver. He's actually farming really well. So I think it could be either, and they would both work really well. And outside of the Alchemist, though, the farm is being led by the Radiant. 4-4 advantage will put the Radiant at a slight gold advantage, experience advantage, slight Dire. So all things considered, it's all very even. Fun now. Gonna run straight into Sedge. Level 5 Lich versus level 4 Visage. Buck is here as well. If he lands a Gale, this is a dead Fun, though. There's the shield. There goes the slow. And Sponge kind of going to try to poke as much as they can versus Sedge. A lot of damage being done. Now Go For It is in there as well. Shikuchi is going to chase after Fun. They need to get another heal on this guy, but here comes Zephyr. Call down is going to happen, but it's a little bit too late. He's going to try to keep everyone in the call down, but the right clicks from the Weaver is just too much. Abaddon is going to get out of there with his life. But Jealousy finding a double kill. That shouldn't have happened. Now Tinker in the meantime, he's going to get roughed up by Ancients. This Boots of Travel are complete. So now the Tinker will be able to get around very well. But narrowly dodging death right there. Is there a hook shot? There's no hook shot. Tinker gets out of there alive, and he will be just fine. Danny's going to be the next target, it looks like. 7LR has a lot of damage, but I don't think they have enough damage to kill off this Alchemist. He does have now a completed Shadow Blade, which will fly out as soon as the courier is open. And MSS can rejoin the fight as well, though. Really not much they could do to shut down this Alchemist. Let this Alchemist free farm, and hell, whenever you let any carry hero free farm, you're kind of asking for trouble. Especially when that hero is an Alchemist who's already killed your Clinks twice. He now has a Shadow Blade, he could go for magic number 3. If they have True Sight, they have Sentries. Not the best. Clink's going to go for a Hand of Midas, try to recover off of this poor lane. But Clink's, all things considered, isn't doing terribly. He could be shut down a lot more by this lane. Danny will instead continue to farm up. He will reveal the fact that he does have a Shadow Blade. So now the Radiant, if they weren't already picking up sentries and stuff, they will now. Yeah, sentry wards being picked up. I think right now they just want to farm. Their late game is pretty good. Both sides actually have really good late game. Who has a better late game? I think the Radiant have a slightly better late game. Mostly because they'll have a Tinker split pushing. And Clockwork and Weaver, they're really good at dealing with the split pushing Tinker, but it's still a lot of pressure to your lanes that ordinarily you wouldn't have. Now Gopher can go toe-to-toe with Danny. Teleportation coming in. Fun needs Grave Chill. Already been used, however. MSS can throw the rockets. Not going to be enough, however. Danny's regenerating so much. Even has the Shadow Blade if things go awry. This is going to fly, but once again, there's no stuns on this Radiant team. And you kind of need stuns if you're going to kill someone like that. So, yeah, Danny gets away once again. 67 CS. They could try to burst him down, but they have to get really close for that. The only thing they have to set up any sort of kill is Grave Chill, and it's only level 1, because Visage is only level 4. Fun is falling so far behind in the levels. Gold per minute, EXP per minute. He's on the bottom, and he's going to get hookshot as well. Gravekeeper's Cloak will only help you for so long. Fun's going to get absolutely demolished. Oh, there's a laser as well as missiles. No mana for missiles, actually. Zephyr might actually live. Yellow's coming in from the side. Zephyr does not have a bottle. He has a teleportation scroll. And, oh, he's going to get out of there. MSS reading it wrong. He should have just kept chasing. The Clockwork is going to get out. Zoffin is out like a bandit. MSS, unfortunately, without the mana to recover from that. They still think that the Clockwork is here, but Clockwork is long gone. Oh man, if he just had a little bit more mana, it would have been easy missiles into a kill. But instead, the Clockwork gets a free one and walks away safely. 4-7 now in the Bubbleblowers. Looking to be in pretty good shape. Fall down on this bottom lane. Go for it. Seemed like he was farming pretty well, and he was. But now, I mean, he's starting to fall behind. 304 gold per minute, on par with the Clinks. But you'd expect in that lane, he would be dominating the Weaver in farm, but Weaver with that double kill before, he's farming very, very well right now. And now Danny hunting for kills. He's going to find a free kill into Fun. That Visage just not having a fun time in this area. Like, don't go here anymore, Visage. It's this dangerous place. Go for it, might be in a little bit of trouble as well. Danny, though, completely tapped out of mana, so he won't be able to get the kill. We have 7LR with the Midas up, hunting for a couple kills, though he has no strafe. There's no way he get a kill on anyone without a single point in strafe. Tinker being used in a much different fashion than we saw in the last game. Whereas last game, the Bubbleblowers were pushing endlessly with the Tinker, denying fights. This time, the Bubbleblowers are... Well, the Tinker team is unable to do that, because they don't have any stuns. Even if they were to try to fight, it probably wouldn't go well for them. So they do still want to avoid fights with this Tinker, but not in the same way. It's very different. Now 7LR going to start to get cornered. Hookshot's going to miss from Zephyr, but there's a dust. 7LR is so dead right now. Going to accept his fate. Bugs on him. No Hand of Midas uses at the end. MSS is here to try to deny the push, but this is a purely defensive Tinker, whereas last game it was a purely offensive Tinker. I mean, despite the build differences. The Bubbleblowers, they're still getting everything out of this map. They have a Clockwork who's dictating the pace of the game. Mid lane Clockwork. Don't really see it that often in the mid lane, but hell, it works. Go for it. Not farming that much. Has the Helm of the Dominator, so he's just wanting to farm a little bit more. Just needs more and more farm. Fun needs level 6, though. He really, really needs his level 6. That'll give them a stun. The only stun they have right now is the Missile, which hasn't really been landing at all because it's Missile. It's a pretty shitty spell.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But they need something to lock down their opponents. Anything at all. They've gone for an incredibly greedy lineup with this no stun thing. I think that we're gonna outfarm the enemies so much that we won't need stuns. And well, we'll see how well that works. This is how well that's working, actually. That is exactly how well it's working. Gold earned, slightly in favor of the bubble blowers. And now the bottom lane might be in a little trouble. Danny does get himself stunned. Go for it, though. Running the wrong way, though. Yeah, he's probably not going to want to do that again. Do so will be fine. Here comes the Tinker. Will defend this push, and he will blink back. But Zephyr is here, has a hook shot, and wants to use it. Probably not against the Abaddon because of that borrowed time. Zephyr as well as someone else getting hit by the missiles. MSS in a little bit of trouble. Zephyr, all he has to do is throw it. Buck needs some vision, though. Are they gonna go in? MSS. Trouble. There's the missile. There's the hook shot. Will miss. MSS is alive for now, but for how long? This is like the Alamo right here. Defend the tower. Defend this little base thing in our trees. Missile's gonna fly. How did those missiles not hit Zafin? I don't know, but now Zafin's gonna pay for it with his life. It looks like. No, they don't have any disables at all. Yeah, I don't know how that missile didn't hit Zafin. He was by far the closest. It looked like. That shouldn't have worked. It should have been, yeah, Zafin should have died right there. I don't really know what happened. Honestly, I have no clue. But the Bubbleblowers get the tower for free. The Radiants get absolutely nothing from it. They don't die, which is, I guess, something, but if you're counting your blessings as, hey, we didn't die, then you're not in a good shape. Oh, it's not looking good for the Radiant at all. Bubbleblowers just have this game on complete lockdown. They got a free kill off of the gyrocopter in the meantime as well. It is going to ultimately be a 1-for-1 tower trade. And the tower is a little bit more valuable for the Radiant team to pick up than the Dire. But now Lincoln Sphere on Jelope. I mean, this Weaver has been such a large problem for the Radiant team. Jelope's been playing a mean one. And if Weaver continues to farm like this, I think Desolator should be next. And with no stuns, how are you going to kill this Weaver? I guess they have the familiar stuns to double stun him, but that's nothing. They have to burst this guy down. They need a sheep stick. They need something. They need 7LR to not die right now. That's what they need. Looks like he will be fine. But this Weaver is going to have free reign over the game. And when that happens, you need a gyrocopter pumping out so much damage that he doesn't really care who he hits. If he gets a Divine Rapier, like for example, I'm not saying he should, but if he gets a Divine Rapier, then Jelope will be able to do damage, yes, but the rest of his team will be dead. And then a Weaver by himself can only do so much. But that's not going to happen, not for a long time, because the Gyrocopter's gone for the Helm of the Dominator. He's just doing no damage right now. And Jelope, he's playing with 4 enemy heroes. He's going to eat a Grave Chill and then just shoot you back. He's completely fine. The rest of his team just farming up everywhere. Jelope's holding off this push. 1v4 and killing off familiars, by the way. Missile's gonna happen, but you know, who cares? You just run into that with his face and you should be fine. So yeah, missile not gonna land. We'll get killed by the Germinate attack. Fortification now in the top lane. Ground's coming in, so that Venomancer, it's the slow that they have, and it's gonna whiff. No, it's actually gonna hit onto the Gyrocopter. We'll get instantly dispelled, though. Weaver denies the tower, and the damage is going to go on the Buck. There's Chain Frost onto Fun. We'll bring him down. Juice up in the middle of everything as well. We'll bring the Chain Frost back to go for it. Definitely less than ideal. Zephyr will miss the hook shot, but it won't matter. He will kill off the flanks regardless. Now go for it. Still on his way out. Jelope's still alive as well. Go for it. One of the few remaining heroes on this lane. And it's going to be it with the Lich killing him off with the Frost Blast. Tinker, in the meantime, does drop as well. Where was the Tinker? Still up north. It's a complete team wipe for the Bubbleblowers. And, well, the Radiant team, they have no stuns. This is why you don't draft a comp with no stuns. This is also kind of why I don't like Abaddon. Like, it's support that doesn't have any crowd control at all. Yeah, he's super defensive, but you eventually have to go kill things. And this is not the type of team comp that could go kill things. They need disables. They need a Ravage there. If they had a Ravage, man, that fight would have been so different. But unfortunately, this isn't like 3 months ago. Or not 3 months ago. This isn't a year ago. DC Skype, 5-15. And the Bubbleblowers are in a commanding advantage right now. Still, MSS is on top with his Tinker as far as gold per minute, but that'll only take you so far. You can see the Radiant were close to bringing it back, the gold earned, but now plummeted after that last fight. Experience, it was kind of the same thing, though not as optimistic for the Radiant. Taking a quick look at the items for now. Not much of anything to say that's new. Buck gonna go for a Aghanim Scepter. Screw mech, you don't need that. You gotta go kill things. Take advantage of their lineup and just go kill them as fast as possible. Zafin, he's 2,300 gold. Okay, I was like, wow, he doesn't really have anything. But no, he's holding on to a lot of his gold. With a Staff of Wizardry up in his inventory, it's most likely going to be that Force Staff. Jealousy, of course, has that Lincoln Sphere from a while ago, another 1,400 gold for him. Lich has the Nothing build because that's what Lich does, and Alchemist has 3,100 gold in the bank. Was he even a part of that fight up top? I don't even think he was. Was that really a 4v5? Really? Okay, well, yeah, it was. Alchemist was... I don't think he was there. Wow, okay, well, when you get wiped 5v4 for a 5-for-1 trade, 2? Was it any, did they get any kills? I don't even remember. I don't even know if they did, but Alchemist now does have a stun and he wants to use it, though charging it a little bit too soon, I think. It's fine, Danny, no one saw that. You're still playing well, it's fine. Big items coming up from the Dire, and the big items are coming up for the Radiant in the form of Tinker items. That's not going to win you the game. It'll delay the game, yes, but you need 7 LR to get this Orchid done. You need Gyrocopter to get something that does plus damage. And plus 74 isn't bad, but the Weaver is going to have, you know, plus 60 soon enough with that Desolator. And that was just like the pure raw values of their Lich, of their Venomancer ults. Just doing work. Abaddon can't keep everyone on this team alive. He's going to go for an Urn, but it's not going to be enough either. Dandy with Zephyr as well as Buck now going to try for Roshan. Randomly dusting. They do have sentries not coming in, though. Are they coming in? They need sentries now. They have Dust as well as a Force Staff coming in, though. Even if Clinks was here, I don't know if he would want to be there. Meantime, top lane, Jelpy's killing off towers. Will get denied, which kind of sucks for the Bubbleblower side. But the Roshan will drop Zappin. Taking quite a beating from that. Danny, though, gets himself a double life. 5-15 right now, and it's not looking good. Jelpy's still playing games, and really, he could just go for a kill here. Just casually, just, you know, 1v2. It's easy. It's easy for him. That's what he does. That's what Weaver does. Might get hit with a missile? No. He's not going to get hit by anything. He can even go for another kill here. Rocket Barrage is a little bit costly, and he won't be able to time-lapse into any effective HP, so probably a good idea to just fall back right now. Gucci! Eat it. There we go. And turn around? Yeah, go turn around. Jealousy with balls of steel right now. Going to take a Rocket Barrage straight to the face. Will time-lapse it out. Though still very low on HP. Wow, look at this guy. He doesn't give a crap. He just brought the Gyrocopter down to the exact same HP that he has. For free. It costed him a time-lapse. That's fine. It'll be up in 40 seconds. Now Buck going to get silenced up by 7LR. Will get killed by the Orchid. He will pop. Danny, though, and he gets silenced 7LR as well as Dusa. Danny, though, dropping very, very low. Does have the Aegis, so he's not going to really be too concerned. Has a lot of armor as well. The physical damage of the, missile. Not going to do enough. Physical damage of the Radiant not doing that much to the Alchemist between his plate mail as well as his health regeneration. It's going to be a free kill on the Venomancer, but they still have to worry about Jealousy. Because he's still up here, he still has one hammer in his inventory. He could buy the second hammer if he wanted to. Soon he could solo kill anyone. I think he already can solo kill anyone on the Radiant team. Maybe not 7LR if he gets a jump on him like this. Silence. Nope, laser into silence, not going to happen. Instantly Shikuchi from Jealousy. He's going to stay alive. There is no killing this guy without some stuns.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Radiant get another tower denied, so that's 2 tower denies going to the Radiant. So even though everything's not exactly going for them as far as the fights are concerned, they're still getting a couple tower denies, denying as much gold as they can. Though again, it's not going to win them the game. Tower denies do not win you the games. It delays the game that you can win later. And honestly, right now, they're not farming fast enough to say, convincingly say that they're going to win later. Because that's happening. Whoever's coming up to try to kill Jealousy is just dying. And now here comes the Desolator. Sometimes you just got to kill everyone in your lane. Like, oh, it's a feeding frenzy. He's farming creeps, he's farming heroes. The heroes spawn in the lane a little bit more rarely than the creeps because the heroes learn. Danny going to try to get in there with a stun. Not going to happen. Once again, will stun himself. He's going towards an AC. There's pretty much pure physical damage on the Radiant side. I think that's what's... I mean, Visage is a little magical. Tinker's a little bit magical. There's a lot of magical as well, but Danny will go for an AC. Yes, Gyro does have a stun. We've seen how well that's landed. I should probably... No, I have to stay online, damn it. Well, whatever. Some input from the friends list. Let's see what the crowd has to think about this game. Gyro has a stun. It's a level 1 stun. It's like the shittiest stun in the game. Unless you're in Wraith Knight, in which case it's OP. Although I don't think I've ever died in that wave because it's really easy. Jelpy taking a dip in the Tinker March of the Machines, but he's staying up here forever. He has no reason to leave. The rest of his team has everything on lockdown. Zafin might die to 7LR, but as soon as the Orchid happens, there's going to be instantly a Blade Mail. And then 7LR is unable to attack. His strafe is useless. His strafe and or his Orchid is useless. And then he can't get the kill on the Clockwork, because the Clockwork, once the Orchid runs out, can actually turn around and get the kill on him. Now Zafin going to blink forward. Looking for a hook shot. Will throw it out, and this is the time to go. Instantly silence. Where's the Blade Mail? Where's the Blade Mail? There it is. A little bit too late. The Orchid will pop him. There's the Clockwork. A little bit too over-aggressive. Will get punished for it with his life, but go for it. Look at that. One hit. One hit. This much HP. Oh my god. Jelpy is an absolute beast right now. He will get miscoiled, but that will get eaten by the Lincoln Sphere. Here comes the stun. Let's see if the stun will land. Like, this homing missile, level 1, is like the most uninspiring spell of all time, especially when dealing with a Weaver. Now 7LR hunting down Sedge. Run, Lich. You don't have as much survivability as the Clockwork. I think this guy might just be dead. No, teleport out. Down to the Roshan pit. Sedge will live. Orchid will not pop him off. 7LR denied a kill. Really, really need to get all the snipes he can. And even if you're not killing the Weaver, if you're getting something, that's better than nothing, right? But Lich, with really, really good decision making, dropping down to the Roshan pit where the shadows are like OP as hell, and then teleporting out. Can't ask for a better escape than that. Aegis reclaimed in a minute as well.
And
the Dire are just taking their time. They have Jelpy still farming on the top lane. This top lane is Jelpy's lane. Whoever comes up here is forced out. Like, they need 2-3 heroes. 2-3 different heroes, rather. Like, not ones that they've chosen in this game to deal with Jelpy. They need, like, stuns. A lot of stuns. They need a Blinking Lion. Or a Puck. Or something to deal with this guy. So what they should do right now, the Radiant, is just repick all their heroes. And then start fresh. Because right now, if it continues like that, Jelpy is receiving the most farm in the game. Like, now over the Tinker. By just farming one lane. Tinker's farming several. Jelpy's farming one. He's still getting more farm. And Alchemist is not far behind him. Has his AC finished up. Has Shadow Blade as well. He could go for an Armlet. He could go for a Heart. He could go for a Rapier. He could go for a Scotty. He could go for anything he wants. He's going to receive no pressure. Jelpy can go toe-to-toe with that Gyrocopter. There is a Tinker in the sideline, though he will get spotted and hookshot in. Zafin will kill off this Tinker. Easy kill. Jelpy will time-lapse all the damage back out as well. Will go straight for Dusa and or go for it. Jelpy will actually might die. He will get Orchided up, and it looks like he'll try to run. He won't pop from this, I don't think. He will Shikuchi away. Earn Charge will not do it. It's going to be a Clockwork down in exchange for a Gyrocopter Tinker. No matter how you slice it, that is in favor of the Bubbleblower squad. That's as close as they're probably going to get the Radiant team to killing off Jelpy. He's going to teleport back. He has 2,600 gold in the bank. He can go for a Heart of Tarask. He can go for anything as well. Probably Butterfly, I want to say. Would be a solid item to pick up. Or, yeah, Butterfly. I mean, if you get Silence, you'll always have that evasion. You won't die anytime soon. Buck going toe-to-toe with Fun. I'm pretty sure Buck can just win. Notice, here comes 7LR. Buck now on the run. Doesn't have a Ghost Scepter. Doesn't have anything to get out of here, but he does have support. Here comes Danny with the stun on 7LR. Chain Frost as well. Will not bounce at all, but I don't think it really matters. The chopping will commence. Clinks dies, and now Fun is on the run. Very, very slow still from that old scale. Danny's still on the chase, but here comes the rest of the support. Danny gonna get hexed up. He's gonna get chain hexed as well. Danny in a little bit of trouble, though he's gonna receive some support as well. Jelpy is here. Need a call down straight to the face. Will get burst down. Hex right before he could time lapse. Weaver goes down. Weaver, the second time this game goes down. Because he got a Blade Mail. He got a Blade Mail. I'm not too sure how much I like that Blade Mail pickup on Weaver. I am on the Weaver, right? Yes, this is definitely the Weaver. He definitely does have a blade mail. I guess... See, the reason blade mail works as an item is because you could sit in the middle of the fight and, like, get hit a lot. And then usually your opponents will die, and you'll have value before you die. Weaver gets value before he dies by killing things. That's why he has a Desolator. He doesn't want to get hit, and if he gets hit, he's just going to time-lapse it out. I guess the Blade Mail is good. I mean, Blade Mail is always a decent item if you could guarantee you get hit. And with the call down, with the March of the Machines and everything like that, it's a decent way to deal with it. But then he's sacrificing a lot of gold for a punishing item that doesn't scale off of his damage. I don't like that at all. I'd rather see him get a heart or a butterfly. I mean, he's getting all the farm in the world. The world is his oyster. He can get anything he wants. Not going to happen though. Zoffin now going to get hexed up, going to get silenced up as well. He's not going to be able to cast a single thing, and he's going to get sniped off as well. 12 to 21, and the Radiant aren't done quite yet. They're pulling it back. They keep going with these sheep stick ganks, with these Clinks Orchid ganks. Hell, I mean, sheep stick. I said that so many times they don't have a stun, but suddenly they do have a stun. Now Buck going to get in there with the ultimate. That is an Aghanim ultimate, but everyone else is on the run. Chain Frost going to get thrown. Instantly the Visage is down. Dusa will bounce the Chain Frost over to go for it. Weaver will kill off the Tinker who teleported into there. Tinker will buy back instantly. However, go for it. He will get out as well. So the Bubbleblowers lose 2 in exchange for 2. Pretty decent trade there. Also because they got the Tinker dead. Random dust. Oh. Here we go, 7LR gonna get stunned up, though he silences Danny. Danny just gotta hug 7LR and hope the thing blows up first, though it looks like it won't even matter. Weaver killing off the Clinks. Danny's still very, very tanky. I don't even think they could kill this Alchemist, especially if he goes for another health item. If he goes for Heart, it's just all over. You can't kill the Alchemist. Maybe if you chain hex him again, but the only reason they got the Alchemist in the first place was because the chain hex was, oh, well, there we go, start the chain hex. Can they chain hex Jellapi? Is there any support? I was going to say the only reason they got him was because he didn't have any support, and it looks like Jellapi is going to receive the exact same fate. Time lapse into Shikuchi, Blade Mail, and he's dead anyway. Hookshot in from Zoffin. They're going to go for MSS. He does not have any way of getting out of this. He does have some heals. Not going to be enough. Zoffin going to return a lot of damage to Blade Mail, but he's going to go down as well. It's 2 for 2 so far. Now Fun taking a lot of damage from Buck. Will drop another Soul Stone from the Familiars, doing as much damage as they can. Sedge is here as well. Shields, though, as well as the damage from Go For It, doing quite a number on the Bubbleblower side. Here comes Danny, though, going to get stunned up by random Familiar stuns. Will go for Fun, though. 1 chop, 2 chop. Throw the stun on Dusa. Will kill him off instantly. Danny gets a double kill. Sedge is still alive as well. Gyrocopter, where did he go? He fell back. He would have no part of that fight. And Danny coming in like Superman, saving the day. They dropped the Weaver because of a persistent chain stun, but that's what happens when your Weaver gets a little bit too confident. Not saying that Weaver is still not a devastating force. He's still probably the most powerful hero on the map right now. Maybe toe-to-toe with Danny. But if Weaver goes around place, okay, I know what's going on here. They want to kill the Tinker. This is how they're going to breach the high ground. That's what they're doing. Blade Mail's on everyone, though I'd rather like to see the Blade Mail on Alchemist because he's a lot tankier. First, before the Weaver. I feel like Weaver should have gotten the Blade Mail after a bigger item. But this is how they're going to breach the high ground. They're going to say, oh, you're going to lay down 2-3 layers of March of the Machines? Excellent. We're just going to walk right in. And then MSS is going to panic and die. And it's going to be hilarious to watch if it works. But they're still quite a ways away from breaching the high ground. So I don't really know if it was the best time to get the items like right now. They definitely could have waited a lot longer before buying the Blade Mails. They're going to go down for the bottom lane now. Maybe they feel like with the Blade Mails they could crack the lane. 7LR is still around. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 Blade Mails, I believe. Alchemist is the only one without Blade Mail. Yet he has 4,400 gold. Maybe Danny's not a believer in the Blade Mail method. Randomly dusting. Gyrocopter now buying up a butterfly. Gyrocopter is slowly getting his farm up. And again, I said before, if he has enough plus damage, he could kill everyone at the same time. Won't really matter what's happening with Weaver, though at the same time, Blade Mails. The BKB will block the return damage, but only for so long. Depends on the timings of the Blade Mails and of the BKBs. Roshan will get demolished once again. That AC plus Desolator plus Acid. That in an instant, and Jellapi finds Aegis, hookshot in. Fun gets caught off once again by Zoffin. This is going to be a dead Visage. Venomancer, thank you for your contributions with this one Plague Ward. MVP ward right there. He wouldn't have gotten the kill without you. But something has been spent. It's a full BKB for Danny. That's an intimidating Alchemist to say the least. We're going to go straight for the mid lane. It looks like Gale will miss. How did that Gale miss? I guess it doesn't matter since there was an Aphotic Shield right behind him, but here comes everyone else. Danny's off on the sidelines, already charging his stun. Shadow Bladed up. Martian Machines is there. Are they going to do it? Oh, we want to see it. Stun on to go for it. Instantly redeemed with another shield. Buck burning his Blade Mail, and everyone's like, yo, you can't burn the Blade Mail yet. We need to wait. This is how they're going to start breaching towers. Dire Structure's fortified because of top lane. It is Flinks pushing that out with Searing Arrows as well as Strafe. It's a lot of damage going towards the tower. And Bubbleblowers just looking for the opportunity to jump in. They have to clear the creep wave really quickly, and then dive into the March of the Machines, try to kill off the Tinker that way. That's the plan with the Blade Mails. Let's see if it'll work.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower.
Chipping down at the tower, no backdoor protection. Danny looking for a stun. Will find it. Zoffin gonna get in there as well. 2 man in the cogs. Chain Frost will be perfect. This will Dusa as well as go for it. Will get demolished. BKBs go up though. Danny gonna chop down everyone. Chain Frost still bouncing around. Dusa finally gonna go down. Go for it with the BKB. Redeems, saves himself from all the damage. Another stun though will happen, and Danny gonna chop him down as well. Fun as well as 7 LR still in the area. Jelpy gotta get his way out of there. Does have the Aegis, however. MSS gonna blink up to the high ground, looking for a hex onto someone, anyone. Gonna find Danny. Is there a gem? Is there anything? There's not. Everyone is still invisible. Jelpy looking for another kill on Fun. Greedy to say the least. He does have the Aegis. He wants to use it as well, though he wants to buy as much time as possible before he does die. Do as much damage as possible. Gonna dodge a set of rockets. Will try to go for Fun. One stomp misses. Another one as Jelpy just walks out of there. Okay, 7LR will give chase, though going the complete wrong direction. Look at this guy. He's so slippery. They don't breach the tier 2 tower. The Radiant team hold. Gyrocopter, though, does go down. And we unfortunately saw no Blade Mail shenanigans this fight. What a shame. We all love the Blade Mail shenanigans. Chain Frost mitigated purely by this Black King bar. I guess the Abaddon took the brunt of that, but Borrowed Time at a certain point will just heal him from the Chain Frost. So it was ideally perfect if there was no BKB, if there was no Aphotic Shield, if there was no Borrowed Time, but fortunately for Bubbleblowers, they kind of whiffed there, and now the Tinker, his split pushing is getting really scary, although Danny is, yeah, he's just going to kill everything really quickly. Danny will find you and he will eat your soul. I'm sure there's a basher in the item progression of this Alchemist. 7LR, looking for a snipe off. Gonna look for Buck possibly. Another Gale flies out. Zoffin is here as well. Buck gonna get silenced. He still doesn't have anything except for a Blade Mail. Return a little bit of the damage, but definitely not enough. I feel like Bubbleblowers is just getting a little bit overconfident, but here comes Danny. Doesn't have a BKB this time, but there's no disables. The Tinker's already dead. The Chain Frost is there. Call down is there as well. Fun. Between his familiars, he will mitigate a lot of damage, but he still will drop regardless soon enough. Zoffin is fighting now with 7LR. He will not win that duel. Chain Frost will kill off the Visage, and the final bounce. 7LR still in the BKB form, taking a lot of damage from that Weaver. Will be fine to walk his way out. Go for it. Does he want to man fight this Weaver? With the Blade Mail pickup, so much wasted gold. I feel like he can at this point, though. Age is still there. 7LR looking for a heal. He will find one in the form of a giant Hellbear. Wants to get back in this fight, possibly running low on mana just a little bit. And Danny looking for a stun as well. 500 gold. Did he buy back? He did buy back. He's going to take a rocket straight to the face. No, he's not, because Shadow Blades. Tier 2 tower does go down with these Blade Mails. Not really doing anything. It's a lot of gold being wasted, but still they're in a decent lead. Experience-wise, gold earned. Starting to come back from the Radiant, so still we have a really neck-and-neck game. MSS with the Martial Machines will eventually get punished by these Blade Mails, I'm sure. But so far, he's getting in there with the Yule Scepter, with the Hex. As long as he has the mana, he will provide the disables for the Radiant team. Now, Satanic coming up from Gyrocopter. I think next, after the Satanic, it's got to just be a pure damage item. Hell, just go for a Divine Rapier. That'll seal the game for you. Sedge gonna get ganked by 7LR. Does have a Blink Dagger as well. Here comes MSS for the Hex onto Jelpy. Will the Hex chain be perfect? You sure as hell bet it will. Though, well, they're going to go for Sedge at the same time. Yeah, Sedge is going to go down. Do they have another Hex? Here comes Danny for a huge stun. Going to catch 2. MSS going to get chopped down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shield's going to buy him another hit, but it will be enough. It will not. Danny's still on the chase. He does still have a lot of damage. No Basher yet, though, so he can't really stick onto anyone. Jelpy, though, still alive from that Aegis. Juicy gonna revive up, shield himself, not gonna be enough. Jelpy with a double kill, and now another stun being charged up. Go for it. We'll take a 1.5 second stun from Danny. No ultimate there, but it doesn't matter. The slow punches are good enough. Now Buck in a little bit of trouble from Fun, though Fun suddenly is in a 1v3. Jelpy is in this fight as well, and it's a complete team wipe. Only the Lich going down. Weaver burned his Aegis, but that's completely fine. Venomancer is going to teleport out to safety, and everyone from the Radiant just gets demolished. They have no answers to this Alchemist whatsoever. Alchemist, he has enough durability so that the Gyrocopter can't really touch him. The Clinks can't really touch him. The Chain Stun has to be used on someone else. The Chain Stun from Weaver, that is. So Danny, now that well, I'm sure he has to pick up a Basher, right? There's no way he's not going to go for that. He has free reign over this field. Before it was Jelpy, now it's Danny with that maxed out Greevil's Greed. He's not on top of the gold per minute chart, but really doesn't matter. You can see that the answer is clearly no. They're going to go for the Rax's call down going to happen. Jelpy will dodge most of it. Danny doesn't give a rat's ass about the call down. He is going to bash down the Raxes, as well as Jelpy is going to bash down the ranged Raxes. There they go. They got what they came for, and now they're out. These Blade Mails still not doing anything for them, but an MKB is completed from Jelpy. A lot of plus damage there, and Danny, 3,300 gold in his bank account. Bubbleblowers are looking to be in prime condition to take this game very, very easily just after another 2 sets of Raxes. Maybe heal up first. Jelpy is not exactly in a healthy condition, but 7 LR. Possibly looking for a kill. You spent a lot of money on the Blink Dagger hookshot. Thought there was someone there. Maybe it was, it had to be MSS. He had to be teleporting out. Jelpy's still sticking around at no HP. He's going to spot teleportation coming in on a familiar. MSS and 7LR, they see the clockwork, they see the Lich. Do they have enough to get him? Tower's there, so the true sight is going to be there as well. Jelpy hunting down. Go for it. Bugs are going to fly. Another auto attack, but it looks like the Radiant team, undeterred by the lost Rax, will try to pick up a tier 1 tower. Yes, a tier 1 tower, 41 minutes into the game. And no, they won't be able to get it. In case anyone was wondering, Alchemist gonna go for a Heaven's No, Blade Mail. Misclick. Heaven's Halberd, wrong item. Gotta go for Blade Mail. So it's not gonna be a Basher. I think the Basher would have been massively superior just because you could just kill everyone instead of having them kill themselves. But who am I to judge? Sometimes you just gotta go 5 Blade Mail. Let's take a quick look at that. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a magical thing, Blade Mail. We'll see if the Radiant team are prepared to deal with that. Right now, it's not even the Blade Mail that's doing it. I mean, they're getting some damage returned to them, but it's the fact that Alchemist is sitting in the middle of the fight with a BKB, and there's nothing that can touch him. He has so much regeneration from his level 3 ultimate. He has so much armor, even more armor now that he has Blade Mail. 7LR, maybe if you push out the top lane, you could delay this push for a little bit, but it's not looking that great for them. Bottom lane being pushed. Jelpy regenerating purely with his Lincoln Sphere. There are a couple of familiars trying to backdoor a tier 1 tower. I don't think they'll be able to get it. Well, they will get it once they reset, though.
Do it with flair.
They're going to go instead towards the mid lane. MSS, if he gets caught with the hook shot, if he gets caught with a Shadow Blade initiation from Danny, he's just dead. Tier 1 tower does go down. This secures that one with the triple familiars. And the rat is enough to keep Bubbleblowers back for now, at least. It's going to be all hands down on the mid lane again. I think bot lane has just got to be where they go, right? Or Roshan. Roshan's going to be up in about a minute. So that's also a possibility. Oh no, in 6 seconds? What? This is a minute. Oh, it times down this way? What the hell? I have no idea how this Roshan clock works, apparently. I thought that the vertical thing meant a minute, but apparently I'm just mistaken. Well, Roshan is up now. Okay, I'm wrong. I don't know how the Roshan clock works at all. Jeebus. I could have sworn that there was like half of the circle full, and if it's like the 2-dot one, then it's 2 minutes. But I guess I'm shit. I gotta take clock reading classes. Whatever. Don't even care. Everyone on the bottom lane is there for the Radiant side. Are they looking to take a team fight right now? I mean, Zafin is... What are you doing there? I have no idea. What are they doing? Oh, that's a trap. It's a trap. There is a rocket, and MSS is going to be read like a book. No Blink Dagger for you. He does have a Sheep Stick, and he does have a Yules. He does have a Blink Dagger now. Will it be enough? It will not be enough. MSS goes down. And now that's going to be Q for the Dire team to go straight into Roshan. Without their Tinker, there is no way in hell the Radiant team are taking this fight, especially when Danny could solo Roshan. That's like also a thing. Familiar's going to be flying in. Plague Wards are there to punish. One goes down before it does stun. Tinker's going to teleport right into this. There we go, Sedge. Going to return some damage to Blade Mail. The BKBs are all now up. Chain Frost as well, not going to be doing anything because the BKBs. Danny dropping very low. Will die, in fact, instantly buying back into the game. Buck going to jump right in with the ultimate. Will die as well. Chain Frost still bouncing, though the Familiar is really getting a lot of that damage. Zoffin cannot find an angle into this fight. Jelpy, though, is in the middle, and he's going to get an ultra kill in the meantime. I was not watching this Weaver. I probably should have. He just cleaned up everyone. Okay, that definitely happened. Yeah, Weaver was killing people, and no one was focusing the Weaver. No one was killing the Weaver because they didn't have any stuns. And now with a full man wipe, that's going to be Bubbleblowers barreling down the mid lane. There's no buyback on the Tinker. There is buyback on... No, there's no buyback on the Gyrocopter. This is game. This is GG. Fortification will slow them down, but there's nothing that they could do. They have buyback on the Clinks. That's about it. Zoffin can just set up Cogs, and 7LR's got to just sit there and wait. Oh no, he's going to blink forward. Zoffin, you might have bitten off more than you could chew, but Jelpy, he is here as well with the bugs that are going to completely miss, but the Raxes are down, the tier 4s are down, and the Ancient is down as well. That's it, guys. We are going to be seeing the Bubbleblowers going to the Grand Finals. Not too sure how the other semifinal is going right now, but we will see in just a little bit. Well done to the Bubbleblowers. They're moving on to the big show. Thank you guys for watching. Moving on to the Grand Finals right after this. GG.